Hello, welcome back to Beauty Brand Development from Inception to Global Distribution. Today we continue our mini series on consumer research and insights with our consumer in her 70s, Patty Jo. Hi, Patty Jo, how are you?
Hi, Kurt. How you doing?
Hi, good. Good to see you. Thank you again for joining us. Today, Patty Jo is going to take us through her fragrance routine, and we will talk to her about her skincare device usage. And the favorite question I always like to ask is, what is that one product you can't live without? So, Patty Jo, I remember when you lived here, you could always tell when you walked through the building because it always smelled so good. You you have the best choices in fragrances. Can you tell us what
Well, yes, the
what you like?
fragrance that I always pass by with you and your partner is Clive Christian's number one. It
Awesome.
it's a very expensive perfume, and I loved it. Before I started actually getting it as a gift, I would walk down to Union Square in San Francisco and go into Saks and spray it on me. And I thought, oh, it's just so good, and I got to know the perfumier there, and then finally, a friend of mine bought it for me, and he would buy it for me every year. And this time, since I've been down south, I bought it for myself, but I bought a smaller bottle.
Yeah.
But it is I want to say, not heavy, but a stronger fragrance. I mean, it really lasts.
Yeah.
And and because again I'm down south, I lightened it up a little. I went to Paris a couple of years ago, and as Kurt said he could smell me, I could smell the tour lady who was taking us through the country who smelled so good, and she told me about her perfumier who's in Paris, and they mix and make your own perfume. Although I didn't do that. I went to their store and chose the one that she was wearing, and it's called uh, Mer et Musc, Eau de Toilette. I should have gotten the perfume. But
Oh,
I
cool.
use this a lighter weight. And by the way, if anybody wants this, don't get the eau de toilette, get the eau de parfum so it'll last longer because it's really light. You can hardly smell it, but it smells beautifully. But the difference between this and number one is the $900. So I wear this every day,
Yeah.
and I wear this quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I've been wearing it down here more often than not, this one. And I do plan to change and get the eau de parfum because it's so light that you can barely smell it after a while.
Yeah.
And last but not least, before Clive Christian and the Paris perfume, I always bought
Oh, yes. Oh,
from Faubourg, 24 Faubourg, Hermes.
yeah.
And I bought it for my mother and I bought it for myself and I use it. And it's a very lovely and very affordable eau de toilette or parfum, this one. And those are the three that I
Yeah.
use.
It's one of my favorite Hermes fragrances. I absolutely love that fragrance.
It
All
is,
all
yeah,
of your fragrances I love, but they're all fantastic.
yeah. So, well,
Hermes is my favorite fragrance, so I have
yeah, no, I
a,
get it. I
a
understand
liking there.
completely.
Yeah.
They're my favorite, yeah.
Excellent.
Anyway, so that's kind of my perfume. And also, I do wear it every day. I don't not just like I do might do a light makeup. Even if I don't wear makeup, after I shower, I will spray a little perfume on. It's part of my daily routine.
I said this to other people I've talked to on here, but I quit wearing fragrance during the pandemic, and one day I looked at it on my chest of drawer, and I thought, well, I'm going to put some fragrance on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was such an uplift in my spirits. So now I pretty much wear it every day.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing to have.
Finishes you. It finishes you. You're fresh, you're
I
up.
love that.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's sort of the icing,
Yeah.
on the cake, and the cake is you.
Yeah. Excellent. That's perfect. I love that. All right. Thank you for sharing that. Let's talk about devices. Do you use any devices? Like maybe a cleansing brush on your face or
Oh yeah, I mean, as you know, I use this to put the concealer on, but I love these sponges. Let me grab it.
okay.
Yeah, I use these little tiny sponges, which are very hard to find. And well, part of my routine, I also have a facialist, and I say every 3 or 4 months when I go to get my hair cut, I also have a certain facialist, a certain esthetician that does my face. And I get these little scrubbers from them. I'll get like a whole pile of them. They come kind of squeezed together.
Yeah.
And they're so nice and they're so very hard to find. I when I ran out or it gets too old, I remember I looked around to find one and they're just nowhere, and not Sephora or any of those places. But I got it from my facialist, so I bought a ton of them and they're
Oh,
not expensive.
yeah. Great.
So I
So
did
that's it.
this.
You,
Oh, go ahead.
it, that's it. So you probably don't do anything with your hair like a hair dryer or anything because you go in to your,
Oh, yeah, but of course, I have a hair dryer. I have, I mean, the hand dryers. I
okay.
don't know which ones I have. I don't know. And I have
Yeah.
the curl thing. I have a flat iron and the curl thing.
Okay.
And occasionally I'll do it myself, but I wouldn't say it's part of my routine at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I try and let the professionals do the hair, whatever.
Okay.
I have straight hair and I like to wear it straight, so I don't want to burn it or do whatever
Right.
you would do to hurt it. So I let the professionals handle it.
Yeah. Perfect. That's great.
And the other thing I do, the clips and the bands and all that other stuff to get your hair out of your face,
Yeah.
haircuts. Those are essential things. It's
So
hot down here,
on
so
the
you don't
hot
want to,
days. Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Um, so my favorite question is what one product can you not live without? I just
Well,
love,
that's what you made me think about that, because I was thinking, well, what can I live without? You know
yeah.
what I when I travel and I forget something, the thing that I hate the most to forget is my cleansing gel.
Oh,
My
okay.
I don't want to put harsh things on my face. I don't want to
Yeah.
put soap or, if I'm at my sister's or in a hotel or wherever I am, what am I going to wash my face with? That's important to me. And I only want to use my gel, my cleansing gel. So when you say, what can I cannot live without, it would be that before anything else. Anyway,
Interesting. I love it.
and the little sponge that I use to wash it. It's like if I forget my sponge or I forget that, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Isn't that something silly? But yeah, that's my, that's it. Not the makeup, not the concealer, not all of this, not that, but that.
That's cool. I think you're the first person I've talked to that's mentioned their cleanser, which is,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, because
there's
I
no
don't know.
right or wrong answer.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, that's my bottom line. I gotta have that. I gotta have it, and I have it in a little too. I carry it in a little thing when I
Yeah,
travel.
that's great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that maybe I didn't cover that you want to share with the audience or
Well, the one thing that I haven't mentioned, I try and mention it to my daughter-in-laws, and they're so young and beautiful, and probably a lot of the folks that you reach out to are so young and so beautiful. Something I learned from, and I can't remember a book I read, and she was an heiress to the Waldorf Astoria and all that other stuff. This
oh
older
wow.
lady, I don't know, she was 80 or 90, and in that book, and she was a Caucasian lady. And in that book, she's in her 80s or whatever. All of her friends ask her, "What do you do with your skin? How do you keep your skin, and your whole face so?" Because she didn't have facelifts and those sort of things. And she said, "Well, when I wash my face, I do it this way. I do it in certain ways. She lifts it up, or she lifts it up.
Yeah.
And since I read that book, I've been doing that. And I tell my young, beautiful daughter-in-laws, well, be sure and do this when do this when these little exercises, which I'm sure they pay no attention to. But I'm telling all of you young girls out there, do that to keep your skin and your face and everything up instead of down.
Yeah. Yeah, even when you go to do a facial, when you have a facialist, they usually
Yes, they're always
always going up, and it's against the gravity that's pulling everything down.
And so as you do your regimen, whatever it is, you should always try to do it up. And so I, and I always get compliments, or, you look so young or whatever. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just genetics. But I do a few things like that to sort of age gracefully, I say.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great advice, and all of us should do that, is go up.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Patty Jo. I appreciate your time and for being open about your age and the products you use and your regimen. I hope it's helpful to our audience out there. And for those who are looking to build a brand, this information hopefully is helpful for you, because this is part of your customer base. So thank you, Patty Jo. It's great to see you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. And stay tuned for more content to come. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.